And now,
back live here at Toyota Stadium in Frisco looking at the south goal right now, the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Dallas Cup 2022 Girls U15 finals right now, but we have a lot on the slate today. At 10:30, it's the U16 girls final between FC Dallas and Solar Soccer Club. So we're going to see both of those in multiple games because at 12:30 this afternoon, that's not a.m., Solar will play DKSC. That's the U17 girls final. The U19s will be at 3. And then you see the Gordon Jago Supergroup semifinals. The first one at 5:30 between Monterrey and the Panamanian Football Federation. And then you'll have the second one at 8 o'clock later tonight. So lots going on here at Toyota Stadium. Today, the first of 3 days of finals. So that's it. We'll have some highlights for the first half. It's 2-0 FC Dallas in the U15 finals. Don't go anywhere. We'll have those highlights next.
Into one of, so you can look.
I'm at Toyota Stadium
effortlessly. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Halftime at Toyota Stadium of the 2022 Dallas Cup Girls U15 Girls Final, as FC Dallas has a 2-0 lead over Solar SC after the first 40 minutes. Owen Newkirk alongside Steve Davis. Bree Sorensen is down on the pitch side. We'll get to her before we start the second half. But chance to take a quick look at some of the highlights of the first half. And it, Steve, happened pretty quickly for FC Dallas. Just the 9th minute, and Holly Storr opened the scoring.
Well, you know, it's been Charlie Harris on the left side. She came into the game today with 3 goals in the tournament, but she has turned provider today. Holly Storr has been the beneficiary of that, putting in that early goal in the 9th minute and then coming back with her second in the 16th minute.
Well, good that Harris continued to provide service, but the 2 goals within a 7-minute span for Holly Storr gave Dallas the lead. At the other end,
yeah, not a lot going on.
I think Aviana Gutierrez had a lot to do, but that claim was one of the ones from the goalkeeper perspective for FC Dallas was pretty important.
Yeah, Celie Strawn there with a run down the right side, providing really one of the only real thrusts offensively, only one of the few threats from Solar.
So, second half is on the way. We'll see what kind of tactical changes Solar makes. FC Dallas up 2-0. Second half is next, right here on ESPN 3.
Done.
K and
Great service. Geico. Savings and service for both your sides.
Today's game is brought to you by Mary Kay and by Coca-Cola. Now we'll send it down to pitch side to our reporter on site here, Bree Sorensen. Bree?
I just got done talking to Solar head coach Adrian Solka, and he said there are 2 keys to coming back and winning this game. First, they have to connect their passes, and next, they have to create those scoring opportunities. If they can get those 2 keys down, he's confident that this team can win this game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Bree. So a 2-0 Dallas lead. They switch ends. Dallas will attack the Hall of Fame south end. Solar will go after the north end here at Toyota Stadium. And with 40 minutes to play, a hole for Solar, down 2, but we'll see how they come out here in the second half. Quinn, long ball forward, was looking for Holly Storr, but we see no changes after 40 minutes. And there's a quick foul. Or was there a change? Oh, 44, yes, indeed. So Solar has made a change.
But she's not 44 on our roster.
Entering the field, number 44, Peyton Cooper. Leaving the field, number 22, Katie Wynn.
So she was listed at 27 on our roster, but it's Peyton Cooper is in for Katie Wen. And that's a tactical change, Steve, because Katie Wen was playing as sort of a dual 6.
Yeah, no, they've added a striker, so it looks like they've gone to a 4-4-2.
So we'll see what they've brought Desi Scott, who started at the number 9 position, then kind of shifted out to the left. She's dropped back to almost a left midfield role.
Yeah, and Hardiman looks like she's going to take up one of the center midfield roles, so she'll drop a little further back.
Oh, they had to do something, down by 2 here in the final.
Well, but that's what I mentioned a few times, that Hardiman just wasn't seeing enough of the ball. Just tactically, it wasn't working out. FC Dallas had the lanes covered. She was covered up too often as Solar tried to advance the ball up the field. So we'll see if she can find a little bit more of the ball in this new position.
Kurtz, Traub, Storer tried to cut it back inside, but couldn't get it inside to Martinez. There's Hardiman. And now the substitute, Cooper. Cuts back through the middle, has lots of room, running at the back line, has some help to her right. Kind of looked like she was in between two minds there. And Gutierrez will claim. But already you can see that the tactical change giving Solar just something different to throw it at the FC Dallas defenders.
Yeah, well, it was Hardiman collecting the ball in her own defensive third, immediately finding the outlet in Peyton Cooper, and then Cooper doing her thing from there on about a 40, 45-yard run.
And Jerry long ball was trying to pick out Scott, didn't quite get there. And so Dallas will counter quickly. Kurtz out to Storer. Quick ball toward the back post. Harris leaping up, just gets over her head. She and Wheat will battle. They come together, and I think the referee says everything was all square. No, it's going to be a Dallas throw-in. I think referee Elsie Young was just making sure that everybody was okay with that coming together, but nothing untoward with it. Martinez. Oh, good intervention by Wheat, because Harris looked like she was trying to take that one around the corner toward the end line. So we see some tactical nuance from Solar. How will that affect things here in the second half? Ball in for Quinn, knotted it down. It's loose. Martinez, and last-ditch defending by Emerson Garcia just sends that one away for a throw. This one into the box again, and that one was trying to pick out Quinn. Good clear by Solar, but can't get it out completely. Storer, nice overlap. Kurtz. And Nugent got the right foot, but then gave it away. Storer didn't get enough on that centering cross to find Martinez, headed away. Hardiman trying to bring it down. She's triple teamed. And once again, you see that fact that trio of FC Dallas midfielders just swarming the ball. Solar comes away with it, though.
Well, now both teams have different problems to deal with, new problems to deal with, because for Solar, what they've got now is that midfield for FC Dallas that was winning all the battles anyway. Now they've got Solar outnumbered in the middle, but on the other hand, FC Dallas defenders now have a little bit more to deal with, because they have two strikers up there that they have to reference and account for.
Nugent with a darting run down the left side. Tried to cut it into the middle, looking for Peyton Cooper. Gilmore got enough of it. Can't clear out of the area, but enough just to keep it from the back line. There's Cooper, who's already looked very energetic since coming on at the half.
Energy is a great word, because I was just thinking the same thing. She's brought just a little bit more energy and life to the Solar attack already.
Something they needed, because they were definitely coming up second best in a lot of the 50-50 battles around Toyota Stadium in the first 40 minutes. Now Najeri coming from the back line. Long run from the center back up to the left corner flag. Gets bumped down, and that's going to be a free kick for Solar. Foul called on Delaney Kurtz, and that is a very good position for Solar to get numbers into the penalty area and try to eat into this FC Dallas lead.
Yeah, really good run there, individual run by Leah Najeri. Just doing enough work, holding out of the ball long enough to draw the foul and give her team a really good chance off a set piece here.
All right, so Hardiman stands over this. She has Kyla Dawn, Desi Scott in the box. Cooper's floating in there. The ball in toward the near post, and Gutierrez claims that well. Don't think Hardiman hit that exactly where she wanted it to be, but you could see that there was an idea that She was having a near post run.
Was she just trying to sneak that ball into the near post there, or was she looking for the run? I'm not certain.
Well, Cooper couldn't turn, and now a flag is up, and that is an offside against Solar. Must have been against Cooper because that was a little bit of a slow flag. Looked like she had it at first, but nonetheless, the first of 4 girls finals today and the Gordon Jago Supergroup semifinals. So 6 matches on the slate here inside Toyota Stadium. Steve and I will be here for all of them. So get your sustenance, your snacks, and dig in with us. As it'll be played up the right side, a chance for Dawn to turn and run. Kyla Dawn down the right side, a chance for Solar, but a shot was blocked as Gilmore gets a foot in, timed it well as Gutierrez came off her line, but her captain made sure that one didn't go on frame.
Hey, 7 minutes into the second half. Now, Solar didn't have much going offensively in the first half, but already created a dangerous free kick, and this is the second corner kick of the match.
Well, a good tactical change at halftime from Solar head coach Adrian Solka. Had to, as the ball comes in off the corner, it's going to fall. A loose rattle around right around the top of the 6-yard box. Gutierrez claims it. Boy, Gutierrez has already had more touches in the first 7 minutes of the second half than she had the entire first 40.
Yeah, terrific corner kick there from Hardeman, dropping the ball in a really dangerous spot.
Nugent on the left side. Scott just shouldered off by Kurtz. That was good positional play from the FC Dallas right back. That's a a throw-in for the FCD U15s.
Des Scott on the left side and the right midfielder on the other side. They're going to have a lot of work to do now because they're going to have to pinch in and help with that overload. They're going to have to get up, try to get their team back in the game with the attack, but they've also got to get back and deal with Storr and Harris on the other side.
And Charlie Harris coming back into midfield there to help. But it's taken away, and here is Dawn running on Gilmore. That's a heavyweight battle between Dawn trying to get past, but maybe the FCD best defender. Nothing against the other 3. That back line has been very strong today. Solar, Hardeman, nice little juke, has a chance for a long effort, and closing it down was Traub. She got right in that shooting lane and blocked it.
Sealy Strawn a minute ago with that early cross. Dealt with pretty well, though, by the FC Dallas back line.
Well, you can see life in the Solar 11 here.
It's more than life. I think they're really they've come out with a lot of energy, a lot of spunk. They're really looking to get back in this game.
Martinez, good hold-up play. Tried to send Storr free down the right side, couldn't do it. And Najeri and now Nugent go forward. Pretty direct from Solar. That one, I believe, went off the foot of Quinn, but the officials didn't see it that way, so Solar... Oh, yes, they did see that way. They'll get the throw-in. No, my mistake. I thought they were going to give Solar that throw, and I think their head coach saw it the same way. I thought Quinn just nicked that one with her right foot. Well, it's moot now as Dallas throws it in. Martinez has a chance. Storr with Nugent. Storr wins the battle at first, but Nugent slides in. Does she get enough of it? The referee says yes. A crunching challenge there from Chloe Nugent. As you can see, the temperature of this game, while it maybe not warming up outside, is definitely starting to heat up a little bit. As the 4th official has come over to have a conversation with the FC Dallas technical staff. I don't think they like that challenge on Holly Storr, but the referee seemed to be okay with it.
Oh, you show me a coach that agrees with every referee decision, and I will show you an absolute unicorn.
Still looking for one of those.
Yeah.
Storr, flag is up as she tried to return it to Martinez. Just strayed into an offside position. Storr doesn't like that decision at all. As well she wouldn't, but...
I'm not sure if she's upset with the decision or maybe she wanted that ball just a little bit earlier. She seems to be gesturing to her teammate there.
Nugent will clear it away.
But hey, Owen, look, Solar had to deal with some frustration in the first half. Now it's FC Dallas that has to figure out how to deal with things that aren't going exactly the way they want now.
Boy, Hardiman hangs on to possession through 3, gets it into Scott. She'll shrug off the first challenge. Desi Scott now has help to her right. Strawn, overlap if she wants with Wheat. Strawn cuts back to her right. Hernandez just giving her no openings. Good defending, and then in comes Harris. A crunching slide by Strawn, and she'll get called for the foul. Dangerous play down on the turf.
Yeah, but she was down on the ground and is still trying to play the ball.
How about Charlie Harris coming back to help out her outside back? I gave Dallas a 2-on-1 defensively because it looked like Celie Strawn might just have a little bit of an opening.
Well, it's a good pick out by you because Charlie Harris didn't have to do really any defending at all in the first half because FC Dallas was just controlling the ball in the midfield. She could just keep her positions high up the field and not have to worry about checking back too much. But now you're right. She's going to have to do a little bit more defending. So is everybody for FC Dallas.
Now that's going to be a FCD throw-in.
And it looks like FC Dallas is about to make a couple of changes. And you know, that's the thing. So Solar's made some adjustments, and now Dallas has to adjust to the adjustments.
Traub. Now to Kurtz. In for Quinn. Turn. Jones just absorbed the pressure and took the ball away. Really nice play by Coda Jones. Dancing ball by Strawn. Now a little bit of room. Solar on the attack. Strawn's going to try it from about 35. And a good save by Gutierrez as she knocks it down and then falls on top of it. But this is the most space that Solar has had as far as the attack in about 53 minutes of action. And they're starting to feel it.
Well, we saw Strawn in the first half. Once she's really good with running with the ball. It was down to wing in the first half, but that time she took the ball a little bit more centrally. Gave Gutierrez, the FC Dallas goalkeeper, a little bit something to think about there with a nice hard shot from distance.
Kay Jackson, the Solar goalkeeper with the clear, she's went from being absolutely inundated with pressure in the first half to having much less to do so far. So it looks like the 2 substitutes will be Nyla Norris for FC Dallas along with Riley Wood, if I'm picking out their jersey numbers correctly. They're still wearing their pennies on, so they're not ready to check in quite yet, but they look like they're pretty close to coming into the game. It'll be interesting, Steve, as you pointed out, what the response to the tactical change that Solar made that Dallas will choose. Will it be a like for fresh legs, or will there be some kind of formation change?
Oh, Riley Wood is dangerous in the attack. She already has 4 goals in the tournament.
Cleared away by Jackson, headed down by Traub. Here's Storer. She has both goals for Dallas as they have the 2-0 lead. Martinez stretching, but couldn't quite keep possession. Good, closed down by Kurtz. Didn't let Scott have any time on the ball, but then a giveaway by Quinn. Goes right to Jones, and now we see Cooper to the hold-up play for Strawn. Can they return it? Too far for Peyton Cooper to run after. And Gutierrez will just welcome that one into her waiting hands.
Oh, and FC Dallas had so much success in the midfield in the first half, but now it's Coda Jones. It's starting to gobble up some of those balls and winning a lot of the battles and recovering the loose balls in the middle.
She looked like she was overwhelmed in the first half, not by the moment, but by the fact that she was outnumbered so often, Jones. Definitely looks like a pretty in that defensive midfielder in the number 6 role. Here's Kurtz on the throw. Brought down by Quinn. And she has a little bit of space, looks up, plays the ball over the top for Storer. Continuing to give Nugent fits, and she just can't quite keep it in. And a roll out for a goal kick. Those runs will continue to pin back the Solar left back, Chloe Nugent. And as Jackson starts it up, here's Scott. Bothered by Traub. Boy, Traub just doesn't give anybody an extra half yard of space. That's why they've been so successful through midfield. Gilmore back to her goalkeeper. Here comes the high press. Good play by Gutierrez out to Hernandez, and just about avoids Strawn there It's going to be a Dallas throw. Strawn must have got a touch on it. You can see Solar gaining that confidence to really go after the Dallas back line with a high press. Hernandez throws it back in. Knotted down. Cooper with some space down the right side. Cuts back. Waiting for help. Still with it. 1-on-2 and keeping the ball. Now 1-on-3. Shrugs off Harris. Harris comes in and wins the ball. It's the second time in about 3 or 4 minutes we've seen the Dallas left winger come back and make a very good defensive play. Remember, she was the service or provider on both of Storer's first half goals. And that one going to go out for a throw as Garcia just takes it to the touchline but can't keep possession. Now into Quinn. Cuts back on Jones, who slipped. Quinn, now Harris to her right foot. Away from Jones. Quinn with a chance to shoot. And a great save by Jackson at full stretch to keep it a 2-goal Dallas lead.
Quinn made a great move a minute ago to get around Coda Jones, but when she did that, she put the ball on her left foot, and she just didn't look like she was confident shooting. So one more pass, she received the ball back, got it on her right foot, and then in the end, it's a pretty good save by Jackson.
That was a very, very good dive to her left. Solar can ill afford any more concessions here because of the fact they're already down by 2. A third would probably do it. That was a foul called against Kyla Dawn. So Dallas will try to play it forward, looking for that hold-up play from Martinez, but couldn't quite get there.
Now, one more time, though, Coda Jones interrupting the pass. She's having a really strong second half.
Dallas bench just sent about 4 or 5 substitutes down to loosen up, so I'm curious as the Dallas Cup final gets closer if we'll see some more introductions. We have not seen a Dallas substitution yet. We thought we were about to get a couple, but...
Well, I think what's happened about 20 minutes into the second half now, about 4 or 5 minutes ago, seems like Dallas restabilized the game just a little bit.
Traub into the box. Headed away by Najeri. Then cleared further by Jones. But you're right, all of a sudden Solar kind of had Dallas on their heels. And the FCD U15 girls just kind of calmed things down a little bit just by playing it out. But now a chance for Cooper, who has been a handful since coming on at halftime. Cuts back, looking for help. Hardiman, top of the area, goes down. Referee says play on. Desi Scott passes behind her teammate as Strawn was looking for that ball. And now Harris with a quick chance to counter. Long run for Martinez. Garcia will get there first.
Good job by Garcia of just anticipating that pass. You know, you don't necessarily have to be faster than your opponent sometimes. If you can read the game, read the pass a second earlier, get that head start, that's enough.
A long ball by Nugent, just not quite picking out Dawn on the left side. I think Dallas will be happy here just to see the game settle and not have to push the pace, although we are seeing them counter quickly. As Steve, you mentioned, Solar's throwing so many more bodies forward that they do have a pretty favorable matchup on the counterattack.
Yeah.
Here's Traub. Avoids the sliding challenge of Strawn.
You know, what's happened now is that the outside midfielders, Des Scott and Celie Strawn, are just pinching in so much that they're actually getting that 4 versus 3 mismatch in the midfield.
Ortiz on a nice run down the left side. Quinn. Dawn comes back to help. Quinn very composed to keep the ball. Now out to Storer. Storer going around Nugent. Goes toward the end lines. The cross comes in. And didn't really have somebody in the area. Martinez was around the penalty spot, but it's a good run by Storer again down the right.
And interesting, though, everything now for FC Dallas coming down the right side as opposed to the left side in the first half that we saw.
Looks like we're going to get a FC Dallas substitution here on the next opportunity, but at the moment, Cooper down the right side for Solar. Still 20 minutes plus stoppages to go for Solar to get back into this one, and they've earned themselves a corner. No, it looks like a goal kick. Oh, I swear the assistant referee pointed for a goal kick, not to the corner flag, so maybe there was a miscommunication there, but it is going to be a corner for Solar, as they'll have an opportunity. We saw Hardiman take one, but this one is not going to be her. It will be Nugent, who comes all the way from left back to the right corner. She looks like she's planning an in-swinger with her left foot.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise because I thought Hardeman put that last ball in such a good spot, but maybe they decided they want Hardeman inside the penalty area.
There's the ball by Nugent. Goes toward the near post. That one's played away by Quinn, who is on that post. And they'll get another opportunity. She hit that low with a lot of pace.
Fourth corner kick coming up for Solar.
So another chance. Nugent into the box. This one with a little bit more air under it. Gets over everybody, but definitely was an inviting cross. Cooper. All the way back to Najeri, who steps up from the center back position. The Storer held her off. Martinez couldn't link up. And now a free kick called against Dallas. So Solar with another chance to send one into the box with numbers, but no, they do not want to sub yet. The referee was going to allow it, and the Dallas bench waved it off because they are moments away from introducing Nyla Norris into the game, which would be their first substitution. Hardeman over the ball. Dallas holding a line just a little bit above the 12-yard penalty spot toward the goalkeeper, and this time Gutierrez handles that. And although it was a nervy little touch, he came down with it in the end. And she'll punt this one out towards midfield. Two Solar defenders coming together there, Nugent and Najeri. It's going to be a throw. Now that we're going to see the change, and it looks like it's going to be Anali Quinn. I was very impressed by her performance here through 63 minutes.
Yeah, I think she expended a lot of energy there. Both of those advanced midfielders for FC Dallas doing so much work in the first half, and looks like maybe she was just out of gas.
All right, so a sub for FCD. Each team has made one change so far. There are 5 substitutes for FC Dallas, loosening up down past the end line. Don't see anybody for Solar at the moment. This may be who they're sticking with just about 17 minutes or so plus stoppages left in this girls U15 final. Good ball in by Delaney Kurtz. Couldn't quite pick out Martinez. She'll get a second chance here. And Nugent steps in, took away the space. Only as far as Kurtz. There's Norris, the substitute, getting her first touch. Traub. It's a second effort. This time, just a moment of lack of possession control from either side.
Yeah, and it looks like Nyla Norris is just going to slot in right exactly where Quinn was playing. Just one of those two advanced midfielders right ahead of Traub.
Storer, nice move, curls it in over the head of Jackson. It falls down to the left side, Ortiz, and that one's blocked. Closed down by Coda Jones. Otherwise, Ortiz probably puts this one to bed.
Well, you know, the goals in the first half were coming off of crosses that just weren't dealt with quite well enough, and those crosses from the left, this one comes in from the right side, and one more time, it's just not dealing quite well enough with those crosses that creates an opportunity for FC Dallas.
I have to give Chandler Wheat a little bit of credit. She got that header just above the goal line, just as Jackson had it go over her outstretched fingertips. Wheat just kept it away from the goal enough to keep Solar within 2 goals. Norris will clear that one away. Interesting to note, Steve, that the FC Dallas top scorer in the tournament, Riley Wood, we mentioned her name a minute ago. She's warming up. 4 goals in the first 4 matches. Not in the starting 11 today, but they have that weapon if they need to. I guess right now with a 2-goal lead, that may not be their first priority for FC Dallas. Solar, on the other hand, definitely looking for something to get a foothold. Hardeman with the turn on Traub. Norris, that's a foul, and it'll be a free kick for Solar. Norris didn't like it, but Hardeman now from a really good position. We'll see. Is she going to try to float one in, or do you think maybe test Aviana Gutierrez, who was forced to make a tough save from a sharper angle a few minutes ago?
Well, I'll tell you that when there is the reaches the field down there is is at Hardiman's back right now, so she can use that to her advantage. She created the free kick with a really nice turn.
Jordan Hardiman standing over this one. This kind of looks like she's going to have a go. Takes the shot and just buzzes wide of the right post. For a moment, I thought that was ticketed to the right corner of the net. Hardiman had to think that she had that one in the bag.
Well, I thought the same thing, and you can see the Gutierrez. I can see there on the replay, she saw it just a little bit late. She actually takes a little bit of a half step to her right, and then she's in a little bit of trouble, and she's worried about that one as it just whizzes by that right-sided post.
Well, that could have really given Solar a moment to at least create some drama here late. It's not over yet. 13 minutes still to play, plus stoppages. But that was a golden opportunity for Solar, just wide of the outside of the right post.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They reestablished control of the game, Solar did, by coming out of the second half with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. I think some of that, some of that's going to wane after a few minutes, after about 15 minutes. But, yes, if they can get a goal, they'll get that right back.
Store, good, aggressive switch of play. We haven't seen Charlie Harris with the ball as much here in the second half. She was really good in the first. Gets it, Ortiz, toward the back post. Storer looking for the hat trick, just too high there. But I'll tell you, there have been players all over the field that have had very impressive moments. Harris is one who, if the ball's near her, there's a near mistake from the goalkeeper as Jackson played that one and put Najeri in a terrible spot. I don't know how she was able to shake out of that one. That almost was a huge blunder.
Yeah, I think in her haste just to get the ball back upfield and try to get something going offensively, she should not have given that ball to Najeri.
Strawn, left-footed effort, and Gutierrez reaches up and makes the save. Another chance for Solar. They continue to poke and prod and trying to find that first goal, a crack in the armor, and Gutierrez did just enough.
Hey, I'm just going to go back and back to Leah Najeri, as you said, wiggling out of traffic out there. She's got two girls around her inside her own penalty area, so she really handled that situation well, because if she doesn't do that, if she doesn't control that situation, it could be three, and that's the game.
Well, we've seen Gutierrez make a couple of saves. Hardiman shoot one just wide on the free kick. Solar could be right in this. Still have about 11 minutes plus stoppages to play.
And no matter what happens here, no matter the outcome, I mean, credit to Solar for hanging in there, making the adjustments at halftime.
Martinez, that one deflects off of Garcia. That will be a corner kick, and you're absolutely right. This has become quite an entertaining match. It looked like Dallas really was on the front foot for the first 40. The second half has been very competitive. And it takes a lot of will, especially when you're down two. It's easy to sort of get discouraged, and Solar has not done that. Well, Natalie Hernandez will come from her left back position to hit the in-swinging ball here in the right corner flag. A couple of runners and plus one near the goalkeeper. That ball's in. It's going to fall down, but nobody for FC Dallas was on the end of it. Definitely an opportunity. So a free kick for Solar in the right corner of their defensive area. Garcia. Strawn tried to one-touch that towards Cooper. Couldn't find the attacking striker. Najeri comes away with it. Jones, Norris, and Traub. Boy, Traub is so composed in that defensive midfield role.
Composed and well-positioned.
Nice move by Storer, and then floats it into the box, headed away by Garcia. Nugent. Out to Hardiman. You can see the skill she has. But you have to be careful sometimes, Steve, because in the haste to get back up the field, sometimes you can see players sort of rushing their first touch and then giving away possession, which actually, ironically, is slower even though they're trying to play faster.
Again, that's one of the things you figure out as you play high-level competition. This is a final. It's different. The nerves are going to be on higher alert, so it's all about development. Now, right there, Traub, as good as she's been, the game's tight now. She's got to check her shoulder right there before she gets that ball, and then she knows the pressure is coming up behind her, and she doesn't lose it, and all of this doesn't happen.
We're going to see our first booking of the day because Norris, I think, knew exactly what she was doing, slowing down Strawn. And so a yellow card in the 72nd minute.
I mean, that's tactical on Norris's part, but I think it's a good foul to take. I mean, less than 10 minutes to play. You don't want to give anything up here. You're not in danger of missing the next game or anything like that.
That's a good point.
It's a smart foul to take.
So Hardiman again will stand over this one. This one's a lot farther out than the one that she just put wide of the right post. I'm thinking this one is more of a service into the box than an attempt on goal. Although we'll see if she's inspired by Brendan Cervania last weekend. That one just goes through and wide. Cervania was a little further out, Steve, than that effort. But
I like that little dummy, though, by Aviana Gutierrez, don't you? The goalkeeper dummy to come out and just provide a little moment to think for the attacker that might be challenging, and then just let it go out for the goal kick. And I wasn't ignoring your Cervania. No. I just don't know how many people watching the Under-15 Dallas Cup Girls Final know what you're talking about.
Well, it was relatively recently, last Saturday, as FC Dallas played against Colorado Rapids.
And it was about the spot. And it did make top 10 in ESPN, so.
And I was in the stands as a fan because Mark Followell, our colleague, was on the call with you and just enjoying the game as a spectator, and I just about shouted myself hoarse because that was an incredible strike. It's going to be a corner kick here for Solar.
Well, that was off of Cooper again, and her dribbling, her ability to hold the ball under pressure has really helped Solar in the second half. Just earned their 5th corner kick.
This time they're not going to bring Nugent all the way across. They'll have Hardiman take it instead. She'll provide the service. Good ball in. Jones got ahead to it, but didn't get it on target. And Dallas will just anywhere but here mentality.
Second time, Hardiman is just dropping those corner kicks in a really good spot.
Nugent with a throw. Kyla Dawn could not get on the end of it. And then in comes Scott. I think that's going to be a goal kick, or did they call the foul?
Either way, same difference.
Yeah. Nice job by Landry Ralph. I thought she did an excellent job just to shield that one out. We're going to see that change that we thought we were going to see about 10 minutes ago as Riley Wood is about to check in. We mentioned Wood has 4 goals. She had all 4 of them in the opening game against Sting SC, which is quite impressive. They won 6-0. She scored 4 straight, and now a heavy challenge. And the crowd here at Toyota Stadium get a little up in arms on that play. Now Lenore's already holding a yellow card. Let's take a look at it here. That was
that foul
Dawn and Storr bowing.
That was calling Storr. But you're right. Norris just got another talking to, and she's carrying the yellow card. She has to be careful.
Ball in by Hardiman, goes to the near post. Again, testing Gutierrez, who earlier juggled it just a little bit. This one, a very calm claim.
And not an easy ball to handle as it took that quick skip off the turf.
Punted free. Nugent holds off Storer. They want to do the substitution. They'll allow it here. It looks like Isabella Martinez is going to make way, and Riley Wood will be the second change. And Martinez did a lot of good hold-up play and definitely drew some attention to allow Storer to come in from the right-hand side. I thought she had a nice game.
Occurred for FC Dallas in the 76th minute. Entering the field, number 16, Riley Wood.
Well, Harris.
The game is number 8, Isabella Martinez.
Ball forward. Nugent. Storer just has that deflect off her, and then Nugent gave a little shove. The referee's not interested. Some grumbling from the crowd. You can understand why, but
yeah, that ball has to be within playing distance for that for that little bit of contact, and could make an argument that it wasn't, but usually you're not going to get that call.
There was something there. I don't know if it was enough, but there was definitely, it could have gone either way. The ball up to Dawn. She's double teamed. Slides in, a crunching challenge and a foul against. So Delaney Kurtz drew the foul. As we're inside the last 4 minutes of normal time here. As the FC Dallas U15 ECNL squad can see the finish line, can they get there? Knotted down by Wood. Ortiz. Traub. Picked off by Jones. Dawn with a nice little touch and some skill, but she's surrounded by two. And it will be a throw-in for Solar. Traub, nice little nod right onto Ortiz, and now tons of space over on the left for Harris, who's still thinking about going forward here. Harris, long way to go for Riley Wood. She can't get there. Hernandez, Harris, nice little 1-2. Oh, and then Hernandez just had an opportunity to play it back to Harris. It was intercepted, and now Solar a chance, a long ball forward, and we're starting to feel the sense of time running out, I think, as Strawn plays that very direct, was looking for Scott. And Desi Scott has not gotten the ball in the positions I think she would want enough today. And now Wood, chance to capitalize on the back line. Nods it over. Storr for the hat trick. Yes! Holly Storr. A 3-goal masterclass in the final of the U15 Girls Dallas Cup. Has cemented this one in favor of FC Dallas.
Well, it's Riley Wood. We almost saw it there, making the little pass. Riley Wood came in with the 4 goals, but she was provider on that one. That's a nice little outside of the foot shot on the right foot of Holly Storr, completing the hat trick. Goals in the 9th minute, 16th minute, and then gets the job done in the 78th.
Great pickup by you, Steve, on the little pass in by Wood. I thought initially when she made contact that she didn't quite get enough, but it did just find Storr, and what a clinical finish. She's been just lethal in front of goal today. That's the last action for Charlie Harris. Excellent performance for her. And coming in is number 51, Brooke Howard. I thought Charlie Harris had an exceptional game, particularly in that first half.
Well, she did. She provided both the services on the first half goals over on the other side from Holly Storr. So absolutely making a big contribution, having to play, we mentioned it a while ago, having to play a lot more defense in the second half, but handling up all her duties there.
Looks like Marilee Garza Contreras is about to come in for FC Dallas as well. So a couple late changes maybe to get some players in to experience the Dallas Cup final, even if it's only a couple of minutes. And we're hearing that it's going to be Nadia Ortiz, who's just had a fantastic day in midfield, is going to make way, but they haven't made the substitution yet. Solar, down 3 now in the final minute of normal time, still trying to find that breakthrough. Well, that one was headed free. I think it was Traub again that came on the end of it. Now the flag is up against Solar. Yep, it was indeed. Boy, Isabel Traub, just incredible through that defensive midfield position, and wins that one. They are not going to allow the substitution, or will they on the foul? Yes, they will. And so Garza Contreras will come in, and Ortiz makes way. Boy, that trio today, Quinn, Traub, and Ortiz is fantastic, huh?
Well, when you talk about Traub, she's absolutely done really good work with the ball at her feet, but what she really does is she just finds herself in the right position over and over, and you just, sometimes you know these guys in the game, these guys or girls, who just always seem to be right where they need to be when they need to be there, and Traub definitely has that.
So another couple of substitutions they were in the 1 minute of stoppage time. Dallas has a couple of subs late here. Looks like Margaret Welsh and Samira Minor are ready to check in again, maybe just for a chance to be on the field for a moment.
Yeah, with 1 minute of stoppage time, we'll see if they can even get in.
Ball forward. Here's Wood, who set up the hat trick goal for Storr, who's still on the field. Now Garza Contreras. Here's Storr for 4. Well, she cuts back to her left foot, and a good fingertip save by Jackson to deny Holly Storr of a 4th. She had 3 defenders on her and still found a way to get that left foot free. And Kate Jackson made an excellent save there. And here are the substitutions. So the applause for Margaret Welsh, who's about to come on.
Well, the big applause there is for Holly Storr, who just left the game.
She'll replace Storr, and then number 3, Samira Miner, comes in for Natalie Hernandez. Boy, what a performance by Storr this afternoon, or this morning.
Yeah, 2 goals in the first half. Finished it off just a few minutes ago. Both wings, in fact. A lot of good contributions all over the field from FC Dallas.
Off the corner kick. And that's it. So, FC Dallas girls U15 champions of the 2020 Dallas Cup. A 3-0 win over Solar.